Welcome to a podcast based on a white paper by Martin Lush, Global Vice President, NSF Pharma, Biotech and Medical Devices. Human error. Don't blame people, fix the system, because if you don't, the errors will happen again and again. Ever poured coffee into a teapot, put petrol in a diesel car, written on a whiteboard with a permanent marker, turned up at the wrong hotel for a conference, or forgotten the name of your boss? Well, I've done them all. I even managed to get onto the wrong flight once. That took some doing. As they say, to err is human. Well, if you're serious about error prevention, keep listening to get your error reduction questions answered, guidance on your 6 to fix, access to free error reduction resources, and additional support to help drive down errors. Let's start with a top 10 error quiz to get the neurons firing. Answer with a simple yes or no. Number 1. Are a majority of your deviations or mistakes put down to human error? Number 2. Do your preventive actions focus on things like retraining, additional checks, adding more detail to instructions, or, when all else has failed, disciplinary action? Who knows, even promotion? Yep, I've seen this as well. Number 3. Do you think our regulators are happy with errors happening again and again? Number 4. Do most of your error investigations focus on your people, not the system or working conditions they have to endure? Number 5. Do you believe there is no such thing as a single root cause to any problem? Number 6. Does a culture of blame increase the risk of errors and mistakes? Number 7. Does complexity increase error rates? Number 8. Do you think most errors are due to systems, procedures, and the leadership who created them? Number 9. Is your training predicated on the belief in trained perfectibility? In other words, once trained, you're expected to get it right. Number 10. Do you think people are naturally error-prone and will always make mistakes, and there is nothing you can do about it? I know what my long-suffering wife would say. Now, the answers. Question 1. Lots of human error deviations. Answer: yes. I'm afraid so. In our experience, root cause human error is the conclusion of convenience for a good few incident reports. Why? Well, it's quick and easy for sure. It also satisfies those who believe in the person model of human error. This is the most widely held view that places the origins of mistakes squarely between the ears of people at the sharp end. As Professor James Reason said, the product of forgetfulness, inattention, distraction, ignorance, and other wayward mental processes. The actions that follow usually involve retraining, naming, shaming, and writing more procedures. This approach focuses on the person, not the system or environment. Although quick, easy, and emotionally satisfying, it's also very wrong. The illusion of control it creates is false and potentially dangerous. Question 2. Lots of checks, retraining, and the like. Answer: in our experience, yes. If you focus prevention purely on the person, a few things are guaranteed. The incident will happen again, risk will increase, and a culture of fear and blame will creep in, the biggest risk of all. Once blame becomes the norm, mistakes get hidden and go unreported. After all, who likes pain and embarrassment? As soon as error becomes a dirty word, you're on the slippery slope to a potential crisis. It's not if, more like when. Few set out to create a blame culture, why would you? But it can creep in unnoticed. Poor KPIs, ineffective communication, invisible shop floor management all help blame to sneak in. Question 3. Are regulators happy? Answer: emphatically no. Regulators, many of whom have attended our course Human Error Prevention, want you to fix problems and minimize risk, not treat the symptoms and move on. An increasing number of companies have been cited for poor investigations and repeat incidents. If you've concluded root cause human error, you had better have a good reason. If you have lots of human error deviations, you deserve the criticism and 483s coming your way. As one inspector said to me recently, it seems we're more concerned about the increased risk than they are. Question 4. Investigations focus on people. Answer, in our experience, yes. A recent report from the highly respected Institute of Medicine endorsed the opposite approach to the person model, namely the system model approach to error investigations. The premise here is that humans are fallible and that errors are to be expected, even in the best organisations. Errors are seen as the consequence, not the cause, the starting point of any investigation, rarely its conclusion. The system approach to investigations is adopted by those companies serious about removing the real error traps that management unintentionally set by introducing complexity, poor communication, inappropriate KPIs, selecting suppliers on price alone. The list is endless. Ironically, many of these exist in your quality system, which is meant to protect your patients and your legacy, not increase error risk. Question 5. Root cause. Answer, there is no such thing as root cause. Every mistake, big and small, is always due to multiple contributing factors that all come together to form the error chain. When investigating errors, you must dig below the surface to discover and remove the many contributing factors that exist. So think error chain and multiple causes, and ban the term root cause forever. It's a myth. Question 6. Does a blame culture make a difference? Answer, you bet. We humans are really quite simple creatures. Part of our makeup is to feel liked, respected, and safe. When criticised, named, shamed, and blamed, we are conditioned to either fight or run away. Both are career limiting. In a blame culture, there are a few other options to help avoid the pain and ignominy of criticism. Just say nothing, or tell management only the good news, or just hide problems that could be painful. All are perfectly understandable. Leaders are the architects of company culture, and it's their job to create one that allows problems to be raised, discussed, and solved without fear. Question 7. Do complexity and error go hand in hand? Answer, 100% yes. Our 21st century brains are virtually identical to those of our ancestors. All they had to worry about was staying alive and reproducing. They didn't have to endure complex SOPs, overcomplicated batch records, or operating processes that require multitasking, which, by the way, is a neurological impossibility. As complexity increases, so does confusion, followed by errors. Want to reduce error rate? Then strip out the complexity. Want to know how? Carry on listening. Question 8. Do systems create most errors? Answer, yes. SOPs with just words, batch records with multiple checks, ineffective training, poor change control, over-reliance on contractors, 12-hour shifts, a 20-page SOP for deviation investigations are all examples of error traps set by leadership, albeit unintentionally. I could have gone on. My list of system error traps reads like War and Peace. Want to know how to find these and fix them? Keep listening. Question 9. Once trained, do you expect people to get it right? Answer, we all know the correct answer is no. Training alone doesn't work. However, its effectiveness can be dramatically improved by taking the 10, 20, 70 approach and by focusing on the habit loop. More later. Question 10. Should we just accept that people will always make mistakes? Answer, no, not really. We all make mistakes, and there is little we can do to change the neurological processes that created them. However, we can change the environment, the error catalysts. We can adopt good user-centered design, wage war on complexity, put supervisors back on the line, fix the blame culture, remove the term root cause, and invest in education, not training. The key to it all is to focus on the system, not the person. Vital to error reduction is getting leadership connected and visible to the shop floor. Maybe then they wouldn't set so many error traps. Here are some ways to access some free resources. Please join our Human Error Prevention group on LinkedIn. We created this to act as a forum for discussion and sharing, problems as well as solutions. View our webinars on reducing human error, which can be found at our Pharma Resources Library, www.nsf.org/info/pblibrary. You will also find a range of other useful resources, including white papers, videos, and case studies. Please use these free resources. We really want to help you. Now for your 6 to fix. Ban the term root cause. It's a myth. Focus on removing the multiple factors that accompany every error or mistake. Break the error chain. Make sure your investigation focuses on the system, not the person. Remove blame and you will be fine. Don't and you won't. If you haven't started your war on complexity already, start now. You can't afford to lose it. Get your leadership on the shop floor. You can't afford any more error traps. For further information on this and other white papers, please visit www.nsfpharmabiotech.org.